Hey, what's going on, everyone? I hope you're doing well. Today, I just saw Creed 3 one day early. I know, one day early, but this is going to be my non-spoiler review on it. But make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Let's get right into it.
I'm just getting started, little brother.
Alright, let me get this out of the way real quick. Creed 3, great film. Go see it right now. IMAX is the way to go see this. Those IMAX scenes where they're fighting, oh my gosh, they're amazing. But we got Michael B. Jordan here. He is the director of this movie. It's his first directorial debut. And let me just say, he does an excellent job. There's not a lot of people who can pull off a movie like this as their first, director's kind of movie. Like, it's their first movie that they directed. There's not a lot of people that can pull that off because he has a lot of different stylistic choices and approaches here that are just kind of amazing to look at and feel through during the whole movie. Like, when the movie opened, there's kind of a flashback scene like in the trailer, and then there's like cut to a different thing. I'm not going to tell you what it cuts to, but it's a really cool cut, and there's some really cool choices here he went through with his fight scenes with Jonathan Majors as the villain. But we have no Sylvester Stallone here. That's a main topic of this movie, and I think it works just great without him. I'm not saying it wouldn't be better with him. It definitely would be better with him, but the Creed franchise needs to learn how to act on its own rather than just rely on Sylvester Stallone as emotional support like in kind of those first two. But that's why Sylvester Stallone was awesome in the Creed movies. That's why the first one is just amazing in my opinion. So it sucks he's not here, but I think it works just as well without him because there's other people that Michael B. Jordan's character Adonis can rely on. But overall, the story here is basically Adonis Creed is going into retirement after his final fight, but then one of his friends from his childhood comes up, and it's Jonathan Majors as basically his childhood friend, like I said. And it's an interesting story here as Jonathan Major plays Damien, and I really did like their bond. They are just awesome together, and Jonathan Majors just he is just awesome. Every ounce of him in this movie is just so great. If you thought he was great as Kang the Conqueror in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which saved that movie, he is amazing in this movie. He's even better because he gets to unleash all the power because he's actually boxing and fighting in this movie. And when you look at his how his body looks, he's so buff. It's crazy, man. I wish I looked like that, but I would never look like that. But he is just so much bigger than Michael B. Jordan, so the stakes are like at an all-time high. But I think Jonathan Majors, like I said, amazing in this, and he's actually probably my favorite villain of this franchise. I don't know if you can call them villains because they're not really like powerful, but they're antagonists. Let's call him antagonists. He's my favorite antagonist of this franchise, and because he actually has a motive and he's pretty menacing. Every scene he's in fighting, oh my gosh, he has a really good punch in this movie at the end. Oh lord. And he has a moment in his first fight. It's just, he has some cool moments in here. And we also have Tessa Thompson as his wife coming in, and Mila Davis Kent as his daughter, Amara Creed, who's actually grown up now because this is a time jump movie. She is great as his daughter because they all have to communicate with sign language because his daughter's deaf from the second movie. But she's great here. There's not a lot to talk about with her, but she has a great kind of side story of how, you know, her life's kind of getting messed up because of who she is. But she has a great side story here. Tessa Thompson's great. That's all emotional support for Adonis Creed's character. But I really liked Tessa Thompson here and his daughter. They were awesome. I think the pacing of this movie is actually where it shines a lot because I actually like the pacing a lot. Sure, you could say it's kind of formulaic in some points. Just like Creed 1 and Creed 2, I could say the same. But I think this movie's pacing was just brilliant. I could have watched it again right after. I'm going to see it tomorrow because I thought that this movie is just awesome. Like all the other Creed movies, this one's awesome. Pacing, though, I got to give the pacing just a great score because it just flowed. It flowed so well. Flowed better than any movies this year, in my opinion. And Michael B. Jordan actually has an interview where he's talking about an anime influence in these fights. And yep, you can see it when you watch it. There's definitely some anime influence. There's definitely some slow motion sequences that actually reminded me of anime like Dragon Ball Z or Naruto. That that's some good influence right there. I love that Michael B. Jordan put that in the movie because he probably likes anime, and I think it fits really well because this is a boxing movie, but it's also kind of unrealistic of a boxing movie, so you can bring in anime influence because that's unrealistic too. But you can definitely see when he pulls to those shots, those close-ups, the slow motion shots, you can definitely see anime influence if you watch anime. If you don't, you'll actually see it as a different stylistic approach. Hopefully you like it. I liked it. But that anime influence was awesome by him. If he does come back and direct another Creed, I'd like to see more of that. That was cool. And overall, the training sequence at the end, it's great. Not as good as Creed 2's training sequence, but I think the training sequence here was awesome. But the final fight here is where it truly stands out between Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan's characters. The final fight, oh, what an interesting and epic way to approach it. That's all I'm going to say, because I don't want to spoil how they do it, but it's a really cool fight, and their entrance was awesome, and basically the end of the fight was interesting. I'm trying not to spoil it while I'm talking about it, but I'm just going to say the final fight was my favorite part of the movie, but altogether the movie is just great in my opinion. I don't really have a really good score on this one because I don't know if I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5 or a 4.5 out of 5, but I'm leaning in the middle. I'm going to probably go watch it again tomorrow, like I said, and finally make my final ranking. But let's just say it's between a 4 out of 5 and a 4.5 out of 5. So I'm going to leave it at that. But you guys should all go see this. Like I said, go watch this in IMAX because all the fight scenes are in the IMAX ratio. It's awesome to witness in IMAX with all the sound, upgraded sound system. But go watch this movie. That's all for my review, though. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.